Alrighty, let me grab this mic and let's see, am I on? Don't you just love that? I am, you are, I am. That was a song by Charles Holt, and love it. So thank you for indulging me for a moment. I needed to get myself together, as always. It was interesting when Lynn said that she was doing house cleaning today, because that was what I woke up with this morning, just getting organized and decluttering. I keep talking about this idea of decluttering my home, and I'm always in that mindset, but don't always get it done. If I did, I probably wouldn't be in that mindset all the time. So that's cool. This morning I woke up to Cleveland being snowed under. As a matter of fact, they canceled some schools today because of the amount of snow that we received overnight. We had a good, looks like 8 inches out there. But it's like the first deep snow of the season, and so everything is, kind of like slowed down in Cleveland, Ohio, because we are like in the snow belt and snow bunnies for the most part. Nothing really stops us. We keep it moving. It's like, the snow plows come out, you throw some salt down, and you go on your way. And people are expected on the job. It's not even like, for the most part, it's got to be like thigh deep, probably a couple of feet before we shut anything, before the city comes to a halt. Every once in a while, we will get folks who need to regroup if something major happens, like if it's like too far below zero, our city may come, slow down a bit more. But for Cleveland, we don't stop for, anything less than about 12 to 18 inches worth of snow. So today is an exception because it is right before the holidays, and it's frigid and all that other stuff. So I needed to go outside and get things together outside, and still have not managed to get my my day going in a direction where I feel comfortable. So that's coming up, and I'll work on that throughout the course of the day, and see if I can't lasso on. But I'm here now for my normal Thursday 1 p.m. show. And next Thursday I will not be here, because next Thursday is I'll be out of town. I'll be heading out for my Christmas vacation, and I will be back on that next Thursday. So next Thursday, and more than likely that following Monday, I'll probably have to tell you guys the date. I will not be on the air. So next Thursday, the 22nd, no Sandra, and the 26th, no Sandra. So unless, of course, I've got some time on my hands and a great internet connection, I will not be here. Okay? So anyway, I have, had a whole lot on my mind. Yesterday, I did a training. I have these contracts that I do, and I had a training on mindfulness, and it was interesting because, sometimes when I go out, most of the time when I get a chance to talk, I talk to like-minded spiritual folks, and for like-minded spiritual folks, this stuff is just kind of like what we do. And thank you. This stuff is just what we do, and so we are accustomed to it, and and we talk about it, and it resonates with all of us. And we, when when we hear stuff, it's like, okay. But then every once in a while you run into people who have absolutely no clue of what you're talking about and why you would be talking about it. Their lives are so caught up in all the other things that they do that this kind of thinking, being mindful and considerate and loving and having certain things be the first order of business, become foreign ideas to them. And so I a lot of times people are talking about doing things, like they learn or they hear about on the news or on some program that meditation is good for you, but they don't exactly know why. They hear that mindfulness is good for you, but they don't exactly know why. And as a matter of fact, what is it? And how do you get there? And so, the contract that I had was one that I went out and I was supposed to talk about mindfulness. And the PowerPoint presentation that came along with what I was supposed to do was all about the why to mindfulness and nothing about how. And as I talked about the why, I also wanted to talk about the how to do it. And so, and as we talked about how to do it, people were amazed. Like, somebody actually said to me, why would you want to talk to a stranger? Or why would you say something to somebody that you don't know? I mean, why would you have that conversation? And I talked about this idea of being in the moment, of being centered within oneself and being able to listen to guidance that you might receive. And so even though people were, like, yeah, something like that has happened to me, they never have taken it upon themselves to move beyond what is normal to them. Because as we grow up, I mean, what we're taught is don't talk to strangers, or, we basically see other people as something separate and apart from ourselves. And so it never dawns on them or occurs to them to move outside of their normal parameters and how they are. So it was interesting seeing not only the reactions, but hearing some of the questions and the questioning of self and what they've been doing, as if now I'm introducing something that is a different thought, foreign and apart, and all that good stuff. So I found it quite intriguing to go out and watch and listen to the responses. And so one of the things that I talked about was the voice inside of you, the voice inside of your head, and all the things that it comes up. And to some extent, I've talked about that a few times in the last couple of weeks, this idea that we all have an inner dialogue, an inner voice that we think is our thoughts. We think it's our mind. And there's all this incessant chatter. And one of the things that I've learned through that is that if we listen and pay attention to the chatter, we'll see that the chatter is not necessarily us. It's as if there is some inner critic or some inner something that is questioning our actions, questioning, why do you need to go there? Why do you need to go do this? And then it'll tell you all the things that you can't do, as if it is keeping you safe. Some people would call it our ego. Our ego wants to tell us, that the last time you tried to do this, you failed, or so-and-so tried to do that and it doesn't work, or, nobody's going to hire you for that position, or that's not a good course of business for you to go into. You remember what you did before, and then this person is doing the same thing and that person is doing the same thing, so how do you think that you're going to be able to do it? So there are all of these inner things that, that play up in our minds that keep us from doing the very thing that it is that we desire to do. I can't tell you how often, and I don't want to make it seem like it's all the inner critic, but a lot of times we get away